Hi guys, welcome to this session in Microsoft Excel. In this module, I want to show you how you can use conditional formatting to create great spreadsheets. So on this first sheet, I've got some examples of what you can do, what you can achieve, and then what I'll do is go onto a second sheet and do it from scratch. So this is a finished article, if you like. So the first one I want to show you is if I select a person from this data validation list, what I want to happen is that detail to be highlighted in the list where it's coming from. I've got an XLOOKUP function here bringing that information back. So every time I change somebody, it highlights where the information is coming from. The XLOOKUP is bringing back the information there. Now over on the right side here, I have this option where I've got a checkbox. If I tick it, it automatically lines that task as done and makes it go red. So that's quite a new feature, the checkbox there. If you haven't got that, I'll show you where you can get it from. This one is going to automatically color up based on this date. This is a dynamic example because this is the today function, which changes. Obviously, it's a clock, a computer clock, constantly moving forward. As it gets closer to these dates, I've got it set up. If it gets within 15 days, go red, 15 to 30 amber, and more than 30 days, stay green. So that will always change. This one, this is a data bar. If I change the data bar, you can see that 75 doesn't go all the way across, so I've edited the default settings. Traffic lights, I've just added the traffic lights onto this. I'll show you how to edit the default settings. So this is what I want to create from scratch. So on this sheet, let's have a go. So first of all, I haven't got a data validation list here, so I'll do that. So up to the data tab, across to data validation, and you want to select list, and then you can select the list. Now, if this was a formatted table, this list would just automatically grow, but I haven't got it as a formatted table, so it's not going to grow. If you needed to get any bigger, watch out for that. So there you go. There's my list. Now, XLOOKUP, I want to look at that, and when I see weed, I want it to bring this information back. So I'll do that first. So start there. So it's equals XL. You don't need to type the whole word because there's only one function starting with that. I'm pressing tab, and then it's asking me for the lookup value, which in this case is weed, comma. Then it wants to know where the list of names is, which is here, column B, highlighting that, comma, and then it wants to know where the returning values are, which is the rest of the columns basically in this example. So I'll highlight those three. Now I could just press enter there or click the tick and that would work, but you've got some other options with the XLOOKUP. So if not found, you could put something like, if I do a comma there, I can go in quotes missing, so it'll do that. And then you've got another comma and it wants to know what, that's not a comma, that's a full stop, comma, what type of match. So default, it would have done 0. If you don't put these in, it would just do that. But I'm going to put that in so you can see how it works. And it should just drop that information in there as it does. Now, what I want conditional formatting to do, because that's what this is about, that's just an extra bit, is to color up. So you need to highlight the table. And then you need to go back to home and conditional formatting, manage rules. Now, new rule. Now the option I'm going to do for this one is the formula option at the bottom. And when you click on that one, you only get one line of information, where some of the others, you get different boxes. You just get one. Click on there to make it active. Now I'm going to click on Dave in this table. And what I need to do, because it's got dollar signs all around it, I need to take the dollar sign off the 2. And the quickest way to do that is to press the F4 key. And again, I just want it on the B. So the dollar sign is on the B, the 2 is not locked. Then I do equals and I click on this cell G2. I don't need to worry about the dollar signs there, that can stay on. Now I'm doing my format. I'm going to get it to go amber. Okay to that, okay to that, okay to that. There you go, highlights it up, just check it works. Click Dave. So that's highlighted it and it's giving you the XLOOKUP's giving you the information. Now this one where I've got some tasks, a new feature that you might not have is the little checkbox, which is just appeared on mine, to be honest. And I'll pull it down, so I've got 4 checkboxes. If you haven't got that, you can go to the developer tab, and if you haven't got that active, you can basically right click and customize ribbon on any other tab, or go into options, and then you can just tick the developer on. So that is available anyhow in all versions. And on there, in this controls area, you'll have to go through this option until you get this checkbox coming through. It will eventually turn up. Office 365, that is, not if you've bought a standalone copy. So when you tick this box, basically, and you'll see it with this version on the developer, it puts the word true in there. Now this isn't doing that, but it is actually saying true. That tick is on, it is true. So what I want to happen is, if that's ticked, I want these to be change color and use strike through to show that it's been complete. So I'm going back to home, conditional formatting, manage rules, new rule, formula option again. This time I'm clicking in this cell. So if that cell, and I need to get rid of the $ off the number. So I press F4 twice, equals true, type in true. It only has two options, true or false. If that is the case, format, font, strike through, red. Red. That's what I want it to do. Clicking OK to that, OK again, and then it works. Tick another one, it works. So that job's done. Now this one's a bit more involved. This is the automatic scheduling one. I want these to automatically color up when they're due. So in this cell, I need to put today's date, the function for today's date, should I say. So equals today with an open and close bracket like that. That is the computer clock, so that will always change over. As opposed to the key command, if I do control semicolon, that does the same thing, but that is a stamp. That is not going to change. That will always be the 15th, whereas that would be the 16th tomorrow. Now, I'm going to highlight these three, go into conditional formatting, manage rules. I'm loving manage rules. Manage rules, I'm doing 3 rules. So I'm going to say if any of these dates are more than 30 days away from there, that's okay, they can be green. If they get within 15 to 30, amber, and closer than 15, red. So this is what you do. New rule. Now I'm not doing the formula option, I'm doing this one. Only format cells that contain, and I'm changing between to greater than. And then this is quite key. So normally you just type a number there or something. I'm going in there, or a word. I'm going to click on this yellow cell, which is going to put $ around it. But that is the dynamic part of this. And then I'm going to do plus 30. So the first one's going to be the green one. So plus 30, format green. Now I want the whole color to go green, not just the font. So I'm going green. OK to that. OK to that. That's the first one done. Second one, the amber one. So it's still the second one down. Only format cells that contain. Changing between to greater than again. Clicking on the box to make it active. Go and click on the yellow cell. This time I'm going plus 15. This is going to be format amber. Amber. OK. OK. And then the last one, the red one, new rule. Second one down at the top. Less than or equal to, I want. Clicking on the box on the right to activate it. Clicking on the yellow cell, doing plus 15 again. So those two have the same date, but one's greater than, one's less than and equal to. This one is format red. OK. OK. Back to this. Now, this isn't correct at the moment, because the way conditional formatting works, it starts at the top and works its way down. So at the moment it's saying if it's less than today's date plus 15, go red. So if that's not true, it'll look at this one, and that's going to say if it's more than 15 days, go amber. It's never going to get to the green one. So you see, these two, one of these two will be true. So what you have to do is put this in the right order. So I'm going to move the green one to the top using this little arrow, and the amber one in the middle, so I've got the correct sequence. That is why I don't need to do between and if anybody was thinking that, because it's just logical, true or false as you're coming down. So now it's saying if it's more than 30 days away from today, show green. Next one down would say if it's 15 up to 30 days, show amber. If that's not true, show red. That's what I want, so I'm clicking OK to that, and then it gives you one of each color. And really, if you was going to set this up, you wouldn't want any reds. That would be a bit of a mistake. So I'll just, this is first of the first 25, and that should go green. And I'll just work on the ambers. Now, on this one, I want to do what's called a data bar, and I'm just going to do a little sum here. So I'm going equals that, and then I'll just tick that, and then double click it down. So I've got a second set of figures looking exactly the same. I'll leave that highlighted and go up to conditional formatting and selecting data bars, any one you like. Go for that one. But what I want to show you this time is how you can edit these icon sets and data bars. I'll do the icon sets on that one. This is a data bar. I don't want these numbers showing. So if I go back up to it, now you need to go into manage rules to edit them. So there it is, edit the rule. And I'm going to tick this little option, show bar only, OK to that, and OK again. And then you can see that it's now just showing the bar, but I still haven't got it how I want it, because if I type 50 there, when I press enter, that's 75 will go all the way across, because the default setting, the default trigger is for the biggest number to go all the way across. Watch this. So the 75's gone all the way across. Don't want that. Highlighting this, going back up there, manage rules, edit, and then I need to change these two. So I'm going to change them both to number, and then I'm going to leave the bottom one, the minimum, on 0, but I'm putting this one on 100. Now it doesn't stop anybody typing more than 100, and also I could have used the percent option in there, but I haven't typed percentages, so I'm using numbers. Clicking OK to that, OK again, and the 75 now pulls back. And if I put that to a lower number, it pulls back even more. So that's that one. Now the traffic light one, if I highlight these four, go to conditional formatting, icon sets, select traffic light, put the traffic light on. Now you might not know what the actual figures are there. If I've changed that figure, I think that should be 3 5s. So you see them changing over. So what's the trigger? You need to highlight it. You go back into it, manage rules, have a look, edit the rule. So you can see down here, it's on percent, it's set to percent. But you can change that if you want. Don't go up here. If you go up here, you're starting to do the colors again like this. So you need to stay down here to edit this. If I change this to number, let's see what I can do. Both to number, like that. Oops. So I've now got two options here. So what are the numbers in there? I think it's 200. So if I go, if it's greater than 250, we go green, and then I'll leave everything else like that. Click OK. Click OK. There you go. Edited it. So that's just a fairly quick little video of some examples of conditional formatting to make your spreadsheets look cool. So hopefully some of you found that interesting. Thank you for your time. I'll catch you on the next one.